So,
hi guys, and hello from Superbly Supernatural. Me, Andrea.
Joe.
And what better way to start 2026 than with a podcast? Seems it's minus 600 out there, and we can't go out at the moment, and it's the new year. So we thought we'd do a podcast. This is going to be everything on the table, no specific topic. We're just going to talk about a bit of everything. And hopefully you'll stick with us. We're getting drunk at the same time.
Oh, so we'll just say cheers and salute to everyone.
So happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy 2000.
Good luck in 2026. Kick away the cobwebs of last year. Let's move forward.
And hopefully everything this year is amazing for all of you. Anyone, all of our viewers, everyone that's been with us, supported us. New followers as well. You're all great, and we follow a lot of paranormal teams, and you're all doing amazing as well. So let's hope this year is a good one.
Anyway, I'd just like to say that we was having a guest tonight, and she was ill at the last minute. She has been on paranormal investigations with us.
Yeah.
Last time was quite a while ago. We went to a mansion. Not to say where, doesn't matter really, does it really? Bromley Way, yeah, quite. So she came up on that. She's done another mansion quite near here, fairly big house, and also she's been to the plane crash site and children as well.
So Laura, we really miss you tonight. We were so looking forward to you coming on.
Your experiences of your childhood and the things that she's been through. She's a very gifted person.
Laura's very gifted.
We're very privileged to have her with us when she comes with us.
So we're hoping that next podcast we do, we'll have Laura, you'll probably see Richard on here as well.
At some point.
Yeah.
I hope so. And so basically, most of the time you're going to see myself and Andrea. Of course, I forgot to introduce Victoria and Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth. Before. Can I just say, we had a really weird thing before this started. So I joked to Joe that Victoria's cat ball was going off because we put the glass down.
We've moved the cat ball now out, haven't we?
Yeah, we've moved the cat ball. And I joked because we put the glass down the table, so obviously you can't, if they go off with vibration. As soon as I said that, we had like glass. It sounded like glass.
So bang straight away in the kitchen.
Being slung.
But it's,
and Joe, you've had this a lot here, haven't you?
I've had it a lot.
And we don't know whether it's...
I'm going to talk about that as well a bit later on, because Andrew's got stuff to talk about. But you know, like I've talked about, and Andrew talked about when we grew up, the paranormal things that happened to us as little children. We didn't really know what was going on. I'm leaving that aside. What I'm going to talk about today with Andrea is about stuff that's happened to us whilst out doing paranormal investigations, and stuff that's happened when we've got home, particularly those evenings when you get back early hours in the morning. Both have things happen. We're going to kind of discuss that because we've done our childhood stuff in our houses and all that kind of stuff on the last one. If we do mention something again, forgive us because we can't remember everything. But if we do, but we're going to try and make it all like kind of new topics. Yeah, so what you saying, Andrew? What's next? What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about equipment.
We want to talk about equipment. We want to talk about what we did last year.
Let's talk about the locations where we were last year. Why don't we start with that?
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot last year, didn't we? It still looks like this year, but it's last year now.
Yeah.
We did a lot last year.
I mean,
I think we've come on a lot.
Yeah.
We've definitely, because I think we started this in 2022.
So it was 2021 where we both got diplomas then, wasn't it? Around
2021.
So we've been mooching around. I mean, the very first place I investigated was with a good friend of mine. That he's been on, but he's more of a guest than a member. Harry.
He'll be popping back.
Yeah, we can get him on a podcast. He's a really interesting guy, but he came the first time I wanted to investigate somewhere was the plane crash site that we've done a memorial at. We've done no other paranormal groups had been there as of yet. Very difficult to get in there, very difficult to find, but we managed to do it. So that was the first place, and we didn't really do a lot there. We just tried to find the place, and we left it alone for a while. Then we started doing other places like graveyards, old houses, stuff like that. And then as the winter comes along, you know what I'm talking about, Andrew. You need to find internal stuff because
you can't be outside.
You can't be out in this.
The last one we did, it was our equipment was dripping wet, and we've got equipment that's going to get ruined, especially like teddy bears and our stab cans.
Well, Foxy's run away with them as well.
Yeah, I just.
That was quite funny. Actually, Andrea put a blooper up.
Yeah.
Just the other day about the fox
running off. All you could see was the little red paws disappearing in the dark. Because Joe had gone, he'd left his phone in the car, so I was like 15-20 minutes on my own in this massive cemetery. Yeah. Not scared, because we're not scared of anything like that anymore. No,
I mean, the thing is, I went off. The thing is, I've left Andrea, to be honest with you, I'll say it about Andrea.
It's always leave.
The amount of times I'm like, okay, there's another blooper you can have a look at. We might even put them up for a laugh. Right, and we were in this mansion, and we've been in there several times. I recce'd it the first time in the daytime to go and urbex it, well, not so much urbex, but to recce it, to find out what it was about, how the access was, danger points and stuff like that, right? So I went and done that, took a load of photographs of the day, it was pitch black in there. I actually caught a white, I think still got a picture of it. No, it's gone. It was like a white mass about so big. I wouldn't call it a round orb, but it was definitely a manifestation because it was pitch black in there in the daytime. And that was in the summer because all the windows are boarded up and stuff.
Looking for danger points, yeah?
Looking for danger points, and I ended up being a person that knew where these danger points were. Went in there one night, probably on the 5th investigation, something like that, 4th or 5th. We've gone there, me and Andrea, and I've fallen down this blooming hole, and I knew it was there. And someone had put a pillow over it, some kids playing in there or whatever.
That was terrifying.
Do you know what? It was a bit of a
I honestly thought you'd broken your leg.
Yeah,
it didn't end there.
I had 2 accidents. Then I walked into a metal fireplace that fits into a fireplace. It was on the floor.
Oh my God! Joe's alive. He's alive. It's fine. What is that?
Every time, big fireplace. It's dangerous in there, guys.
It is really dangerous. Joe's already gone through the floorboards tonight, and I honestly thought he'd broken his leg.
It was on the floor. So right, when you go to these places, even if you go back and you've been there before, let me tell you this from experiences, even like the tunnels, Andrea, the death tunnels that caused them. If you go back, it changes. The environment changes. And it's not necessarily down to natural elements, it's just kids going in there.
Setting deliberate traps.
Yeah, just playing down there and throwing bits and pieces of that. So every time you go back, it changes. So every time you go back, don't think it's all the same and just stroll along. You've got to have your head torches on.
You've got to be looking at the ground everywhere you walk.
Yeah, and so basically what we're basically talking about is locations that we've done. I mean, we've urbex places, we've done recce places. It's easier in the summer for us because we can do a lot more outside stuff like graveyards, external places. We've even talked about other places like where there's been Roman battles, that kind of stuff we're talking about. I'm not going to divulge where that is, but this summer we're going to be doing a few of those. You'd be surprised how much of that has happened even where you live. So
we definitely, this year, we're looking at, instead of keep going back to the same locations, we're definitely looking into brand new and
well, not brand new, old stuff, but
branching out.
Yeah.
So that we're gonna start doing as many different places as we can, and we've got a lot of those coming up. We've got a lot of those planned. There's some that we're trying to find at the moment that we're aware of, and I think we found a few.
Yeah.
So that'd be really interesting.
We've got our own techniques and something we have learned. Obviously, we want to help other groups.
Don't share your locations.
No, just keep that private where you're going. If you're announcing you're going somewhere, even if it is a name of a church, don't mention it because people either take it the wrong way and then it just ruins everything, or people can turn up to where you're going basically.
That's the main worry when you're if you're going out late at night. You don't want to tell people where you're going.
Not only that, it's not so much that anything's going to happen. It's just the fact that if you turn up and other people turn up, it ruins your night. So if you were going to do an investigation at that particular site,
we did have a trial one night who knew where we were.
Yeah, and
he kept saying on the live, and he was putting the
address.
He was putting the whole address out.
So but what everyone's got to remember, that some locations are well known, right? So we've been. I'll give you an example. Like the tunnels.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about them. Loads of Urbex has been. I think maybe another couple of paranormal groups have been there.
Yeah.
Loads of Urbex in and people going down. There's been tons of it. So we've been down there so many times, and I don't know how it's never happened, but we've never bumped into anyone.
No, we haven't.
And for that place, it's well known.
I think people go down there during the day more than at night.
Yeah, because it's dark in the day as well. So some people think, well, what difference does it make? We feel differently about that. I mean, look, you've seen maybe lately, I've been to Hampton Court and done a little tour thing around, didn't expect to do anything. You're not going to get anything much.
Mr. Breach
Breacher
always wants to like get in somewhere. He really shouldn't. And that's
I've been to a couple of other places Andrea knows about, but I have eyeballed a couple of ways, but I've got to go back and pick the right moment, and I'm going to drop myself into a position I did last time, as I don't know if any of you know, Hampton Court basically last time. I found a way in. I found a door that was unlocked.
He was determined.
I was so proud of it.
He said to me, he said, I'm going to find a basement door open. I'm going to do it.
I was determined. The thing is, I was just lucky, pot lucky, right? But the thing is, I'm just going back on it, just cover that. When I got down there, and I'd done a couple of videos, I'd done some ghost trips, I didn't really get much down there. And I sort of put the earpods on, and I rang Andrea up, and she put one of them up as a short or something like that on TikTok or whatever. And I said, Andrea, I can hear an EVP on there, I can hear a woman. Yeah. And I said it's 7 seconds or whatever it was, seconds in, and it's already gone up. It was already up. I said, listen, and she put it, and then we picked it up. It was a
amazing.
Woman. And I didn't hear it with my own ears at the time.
She said,
I'm in here.
I'm in here.
I'm in here. I'm in here. Something like. And I was the only one. I thought in that basement there was no one else.
No, wasn't it?
I got in there, so there was no one. There was no one else in there.
No, it wasn't.
Breached the boundaries where I shouldn't have been. And that's what I think. I don't care what anyone says. I do respect places. You're not down there damaging it. But if I can get into somewhere,
if you can find somewhere it shouldn't be,
and it's dark and it's dingy and it's, I'm not going to say the other location I've been checking out, but I've been at a couple of other really good ones. But it's all daytime stuff. I can't get in them places in the night time. It's never going to happen. If you got caught in Hampton Court Palace at night, you're going to go to prison for 10 years.
I don't even know. No TV shows that ever been in there. I reckon it's because all of the stuff, if there was an accidental fire due to camera, wires and all that, they're going to lose everything.
Let's be honest, right? Just think the tapestries in there. Just one tapestry, 50 foot by 40 foot's worth, probably millions, absolutely. So they're not going to let anyone in there, right? They've got to protect it, and I get that, right? And people stealing stuff as well, so there's that as well, right? But
how amazing would it be to get in there? I'd love to go in there at night. Me and Joe have joked about like trying to accidentally get locked in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, all I said, as I said to the viewers here, if you got caught in there overnight, whether you got locked in, well, I don't know about locked in, well, yeah, even if you got locked in, if you got caught in Hampton Court Palace at night, you were going to prison for at least 10 years. Serve at half of that at least.
We love the paranormal, but not.
I mean, daytime, if you lose yourself there in the day and you're popping around, you just come out, it's either just come out and said, I made the wrong turn, sorry about that. Yeah. But you couldn't say that at 3 in the morning with a security guard.
I know what my plan would be if I got
Anyway, enough of breaching. I'm going to get nicked for this because the police are going to. So anyway, but that's giving you a rough idea. We go to other places as well, old houses, derelict places. We check it all out first. Do a little recce. We don't just turn up.
Yeah, because the thing is, guys, as well, is you can find abandoned places. It doesn't mean they're haunted, and we've been to loads of them. We've done quite a few, and we thought, okay, it's a really old house. Yeah. It feels weird in here. The energy's a little bit.
But
there's nothing there.
I can name two.
Yeah.
So we thought would be. You think so? Victorian. One was in a corner of a park. And a bit of
that was dead as anything.
Dead as anything. The only thing is, when we went in, was going to go in the first time, we heard whispering, like talking.
I heard whispering around the back, which was really weird.
Which was outside, but then when we went back the next time when we could breach it, when I made sure we could get in, once we got in there, it was just me and you that time, Andrew, wasn't it?
Yeah,
first time breaching. So when we got in there, me and Andrew set the equipment up, We bin lined all the windows up because they never had curtains and stuff. Because we didn't want to, get compromised. Obviously, sometimes you have to do certain things to make it a bit easier and cut the risk of getting caught. Not that you're going to get in loads of trouble if you break
Joe
it.
gets a bit too worried. He wants to tape everything up, and
Sometimes it depends. It just depends on where it is.
But anyway, this place, it was so old and it had so much history, and it was not haunted at all.
No.
And we've had this in a few places. Now, if you're the type of person, Joe and I are not. We might have been in the beginning, but you get seasoned to it.
Yeah.
If you're scared and you're in a dark place where you shouldn't be, a lot of people's brains will start running away with them. And this is where people think that places are haunted because it feels creepy, and their mind, and they start maybe hearing or feeling like they're being touched.
Yeah.
But when you're seasoned to it and you've been doing it such a long time, and you're not remotely scared of the paranormal whatsoever, and I'll admit, I think we both, in the early days, got a bit creeped out. But you do get used to it. And you go to these places now, and you'll get the odd few places where they're really not haunted, and because your imagination isn't running away with you, you can say for sure that they're not haunted, no equipment's going off. I feel energy, and I can walk into a place and tell you whether it's haunted. I didn't want to say anything to Joe that night because I didn't want to ruin anything, but as soon as we walked in there, I thought, there's nothing in here. I felt it. And I said that, I think we all said that in what we called the shit house.
Well, actually, the proper name, sorry about the swear, but we did call it that on one of the it was in, well, we can give it away, it's in Colston, basically. It was just, it looked from the location area, and it wasn't massive, but it looked like something could be there, and you never know until you that's the whole idea of being an investigator.
That was one
going in, putting the equipment out, meditating, sensing the place, because you get a feeling when you go in. Like, I don't see spirits, I don't see orbs, I don't see manifestation, I haven't seen anything. I've caught stuff loads of times on cameras, EVPs, stuff like that, but I don't hear, or say I don't hear anything, I do hear stuff. Mentioned this the other day, I've started hearing people walking up staircases and stuff like that. So I'm hearing stuff now.
That house was...
Well, that big house, you mean the Colston one?
No, the Colston one.
We did
laugh at that because we did call it the Colston shit house, and it was Victorian, and there was like something that happened many years ago, and like old Saxon bodies.
We dug in the car park next to it.
And I thought there's got to be cement. No, there was absolutely zero. I didn't feel anything.
It's really weird.
Laura didn't feel anything. We tried everything. We tried a Ouija board. Okay, 2 meter was going off, but that doesn't mean anything.
Not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, you just don't know. I mean, the thing is with K2, I like K2 meters. I think if you move about with K2, it'll flicker.
The issue is like, say for example, Laura was with us, and she's walking around with her K2, and her bag's here with her phone in it.
Right. This is the problem, right? Okay. With the K2 meters, there's one here now, right?
Yeah.
If there's a K2 meter, and you're walking about with it, and you forget because you've got your phone in your pocket, whichever side, that's less than 2 feet away from the K2, right? A K2 needs to be roughly about 2 meters away, so we're talking at 6 feet away minimum from your mobile phone, especially when you've got apps on it and all the rest of it. But it's good common sense just to keep your phone at least 2 meters, 6 foot, the length of us, basically the length of this couch, away. It's easy to see, some people see people walking around and stuff, when they put them on a table next to it.
I mean, we all love K2s, and they're useful.
They are useful.
They're not foolproof though. Even if you're out somewhere.
Tell you what you've got to watch them as well. If you can go to some houses, and although you think it's not necessarily derelict, it's locked off or whatever you want to call it, and you've got in, sometimes the electric supply is still going under the stairs into a box. And sometimes the fittings, the electrical sockets and stuff are still working. So if you're walking through a room and you walk by a power source like near a basement, say, and you've got one of those boxes everyone's got, and you switch the switches on, that can set them off. You could be the other side of that, not nice even there, and that can set it off.
There's a lot that can set them off.
You could put it on the floor, it could be wiring under the floor. So I think you've got to be sensible with it. If you flick them about a bit, they'll go off. Keeping them down steady, in a place that, say you got your router, you go up to your router, everyone knows estes test one, right? You walk up to your router, and as you get back far from your router, it starts flickering a bit, double green, maybe yellow. As you get in here, it's amber, and then it's all full on red and it's going mad. Right, so as long as you're away, I reckon about 2 metres from a router, you're good.
For me, a K2 response indoors is
different than outdoors.
It's a bit.
Yeah, because you've got electrical currents in your house, right? Running
and if
around.
you live in a flat, you've got people using phones above you or below you, and I do love a K2, I really do. But they're not the be all and end all. But when we're at a graveyard, if you're asking questions and you're getting responses and it's lighting up and it's only doing that during that time, then that's a good indicator that you've got a spirit that is manipulating and giving off EMF.
I personally think that, say for instance, you're at an old church, say for instance, a very old church. Even churches can have sockets on the outside, electrical, but most of them haven't, right? So if you go to an old church and you go to a doorway of an old church, it's very old, it's a few hundred years old, and you put your K2 on the floor and it's not going off, and then you put a couple of other bits, you might put tiptoes, the music box down, facing the door of the church, and we get some good results like that. So
you've got to get a baseline with the K2.
The music box here has a laser here, and this is not on at the moment, so I can't really show you. So basically, there's a red light at the back, tells you, indicates that it's on, yeah? But the laser that picks up, and this bit of kit here is fantastic for picking, because we get other PIR stuff and it doesn't work.
Do you know what proves to us that that the music box is genuine? And I'll admit, you know,
Look at the crack house, it never worked there. It never worked in the corner house because that wasn't haunted anyway.
I tested PIR sensors out in my house, and I thought, how does this work in the paranormal? Because I'm waving a broom in front of it while I'm laying on the floor, nothing would set it off. Now, I will say that this paranormal music box, it is genuine, because we've been in multiple places. We've been in places that aren't haunted and it's not gone off once, and we've not felt any energy, and then we've gone to other places and it won't stop going off, like graveyards and the mansion and other
which we knew was haunted. I mean, it's very active.
Proof that does genuinely work.
It's a combination really of right, so if we want to test a bit of kit, we know exactly, I don't know, we can say where we go when we want to test our kit.
Yeah.
We're a guaranteed place.
Jordan.
If we get new kit and we want to test out to see if we have problems with kit and we haven't done Jordan for a while, what we do, we say, right, let's go back up there just for a few hours and let's test the kit, this new bit of kit out.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, it's not happening up, especially if other
bits work. If it's going to go off, it's going to go off at Jordan.
Especially summer months, spring months. Winter's a bit slightly different up there. The energy up there is, I don't know anywhere else like it really. An amount, probably done 15 graveyards so far. I don't know anywhere that, I mean, my personal opinion about Jordan is, I can't say this about other graveyards because they're haunted, the other graveyards. It's the only one I can honestly say, Andrea, to you, that I believe there's good and evil there, and we've witnessed that by stuff we've caught.
100%.
We've caught stuff there that you'd never dream of catching, and I don't think we've ever caught a figure of a person in a graveyard before. Only at
the only figure that's been captured was at Staines.
Staines, we caught figure walking across the field. That's the only capture one. He's seen a full figure, but we've discussed this before. But so we have done, and in places where you wouldn't expect it, a plane crash site, a tragedy site, a place where 118 people, an impact after 3 minutes of taking off, hit the ground and they died within 10 minutes or on impact, they all died there, except for one in an ambulance. So what a horrible, sombre feeling that place has. I can't explain it. But it's not evil, not like Joel. Do you understand what I'm saying, Andrea?
Yeah.
There's different places, different feelings, right? I go to graveyards, certain graveyards, not all of them. Some of them there's nothing in them. Like, there's not much energy, but some of them.
Some really, no pun intended, dead graveyards where absolutely nothing's happened.
Yeah.
No equipment's gone off. We've not felt anything. We've not
actually felt anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it goes to show that not every place, not every graveyard is haunted, because it's not. Unless you're freaked out, then you can convince yourself that it's haunted.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with this, and I think you covered it earlier on, let me just have a sip of this, because it is just gone Christmas.
I'm trying not to drink too
No.
much, because I'm not a big drinker and I don't want to get drunk and start.
I don't either, but it's Christmas, isn't it? Well, it's not Christmas, it's past that, it's past 30 years now. Alright, I mean, I still haven't finished. I'm just saying, I just think that's a great bit of kit. Like I say, the laser, if you're further back you go, it picks up anything up to about 2 metres away. And it also works 180.
I tested this. He tests the distance.
Test the distance. So I get these little, like you use for football matches, you know, the little round thing, test it in the car park. So 2 metres that way, 2 metres that way, 2 metres projection. It works on 180 degrees. So 360 is all the way around. You imagine cut the apple in half, and that's the centre here from the back here. It works. So it works 180 degrees that way. About 6 foot.
You've got to know your when you're using your equipment. You've got to know the distance range on it. You've got to know, because, and then we'll get into the whole debunking thing.
So say Andrew was sitting there, and I set that equipment here. And Andrew's sitting there, she would set it off. Do you see what I mean? So if we wanted to use this a bit of kit, we'd aim it forward like that. Say we were investigating here.
Yeah.
The kind of the cameras there, but you guys can see that. And face that. So the laser's front full. 180 is across there, so it's not going to touch us, and we'd be sitting back in our chairs. We're not touching it.
Yeah.
And whatever goes on over there,
yeah,
6 foot away, anything breaches that 6 feet, 2 metres, it'll set it off. And we set that usually sometimes at things like church doorways. And sometimes not 6 foot away, we might set it 2 or 3 feet away. And we've had hits off of it.
yeah.
In graveyard, the graveyard in, where was it, Croydon? I got followed, didn't I? I left you at, was it
Meredith Kercher.
Meredith Kercher's grave, and I went down to Gary's, the boxer's grave, to check the stat cam. We had a couple of stat cams, about 3 stat cams were in that night. I went up to check the other one, left Andrea, because Andrea, I've got to say this, I don't know a girl like it, she just stayed in the graveyard, she said, I'm fine on my own.
So massive cemetery.
We're talking about a massive cemetery.
Oh, we have done years ago.
No.
But as I said earlier,
I don't think I would have done
the more that we've done this, we're not frightened anymore. And you've got to, you probably see YouTubers and TikTokers, I've been pushed.
Or they're walking through a graveyard and they go, oh, did you hear that? And it's a bush. Come on, we've seen foxes. There's foxes in graveyards, there's cats, there's dogs, there's pigeons, birds that fly out of the trees. So if you're in an area like that, don't feel that straight, oh God, that must be power. It's not. It's going to be something natural, right? If you hear footsteps though, which I did because we was in a locked graveyard.
And it was every time you stopped, the footsteps stopped.
Well, literally a second after, so I'd stop and then it would stop.
Yeah.
Then I carry on moving. I just thought, the hairs did go. I'll be honest with you, I don't normally get weary.
Yeah.
But I know they can't hurt me because I feel like they can't. So I carried on walking towards Gary's grave, and I thought I'm just going to ignore it. And it did wear off. It just went.
And while that was going on, I've had
a whisper behind you.
I've had a shh behind me, and it's on camera, and I need to find that. I still haven't found it. It's going to be somewhere.
So obviously I walked down towards Gary's grave, and then done what I had to do. I had to check the stat cam because I had to cover it because it was damp that night. I don't even know if we checked. We probably did check the stat cam. I can't remember that. But anyway, I came back to you, and that's when you told me you had to shush behind you.
It's weird because you've got two. It's a very large cemetery. I'm not going to say completely where it is. And there's 2 sides to it, and they're both separate sides.
Yeah.
And I'd say that side with Meredith where Meredith and Gary's grave, that is
the oldest part of the graveyard.
To me, that's where I feel more energy.
There's another part of the graveyard that makes me feel not on edge. I don't even want to say at this time where it is because it's something we've got things still going in the background. But the whole place kind of has got energy in there. I mean, I'm not saying it's like Children. Children is a tiny little graveyard, right? You could put Children graveyard into this one 500 times, literally. Like, I'm not joking you, right? But the energy of Children, the things we've caught up at Children, you wouldn't even imagine, apart from a portal I called, which was an amazing photograph, and orbs and weird shape stuff that we've caught. But we've never caught a figure of a person. Yes, we did. We caught the one Do you know we've done an investigation around the back, and we had that white figure, and had the Ouija board on the floor?
Yeah.
It's
It was between Rich and Meryl.
What they call an old spirit, we're going to discuss that in a minute as well, about different types. Why is there orbs? Why is there manifestations? Why is there spirits that can be solid? Like, we haven't got evidence of that, is what Richard saw standing behind me at the crash site in Staines. And then why is there that solid figure that walked through the field? He was solid as well.
It's all different types of energy.
Why is that? And that's something I'd like to discuss quickly as well. I mean,
I think so you've got different types of energy. You've got ghosts of spirits that are walking around.
are they repetitive spirits?
You've got the ones that are here now.
Earthbound.
Yeah, and then you've got the repetitive ones. So let's say, for example, this figure at Staines, another figure, not the one that was caught in the picture that Richard saw, that was, I'd say, we talked about repetitive, where he described a man in a tweed suit, and we've discussed the theory that he might not know he's dead, and it might be a repeat where he's just walking around and he doesn't know where he's looking for something, he doesn't know where he is, he's confused maybe.
Shall I tell you what Richard said to me, because it's in my mind as clear as day. We were on an investigation at a crash site at Staines, packing up, so we're talking about 2 in the morning, something, it was quite early-ish. We were packing up kit away and stuff like that. And as I stood up, you know, he put his stuff in bags, and he just went like, Joe. And he went up, because he sees stuff, he grabbed me, you know. And I was worried, I thought, what's wrong with him? Is something out? I thought he was having an heart attack or something. And for him, he does, the thing is with him, which is really odd, I mean, I don't know, because I don't see anything, I can't judge the fact, would I be as scared as him? When he jumped, he grabbed me, he was frightened. Right, and then I said, what's wrong, mate? He said, I've seen a man standing right next to you, behind me, but to one side of me. So where the pylon one, where the tail come, the fuselage crashed, it was nearly vertical, which happened in 1972. Anyway, we were like 40, 30 feet from there, right? This is where we plant normally when we're doing our investigation there. And he said that the man was standing beside me, he said he was wearing because we had a light there, base camp light, because we were clearing up. A bit like we got on the K9, yeah? See the K9 light we got. So, we're packing up, and he just froze, and he just said, and he said to me, there was a man standing right next to you. I said, what happened? What did he look like? He said, he had a tweed jacket on, brown tweed jacket on. And he said this straight away to me, there was no hesitation. White shirt, red tie, and had long hair. Now we're talking about the 1970s.
That would make the sense.
And he had what do you call it, a briefcase, not what you take on a plane, like a businessman. And he said, he was looking straight at him, past me, that way, towards where the bridge is, where the memorial would be put. And he said to me that he just looked like that, the bloke, and then he just disappeared. He just kind of walked and just vanished. He said he was as solid as me.
Yeah.
He said it was as if there was 3 people there that night. That's what he said to me. So there's the type of spirits.
Whether he's repeating.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't realise the plane crashed. Maybe he's looking for his luggage, or it could be any type, because you've got all different types. And then you've got the residual energy, you've got the repetitive energy, you've got the ones that don't know they're dead.
If you break that down a minute, he said he was looking at him, but then again he could have been looking through.
He could have been looking through him.
So it could have been a repeat of what had happened on the day, right? Okay, and it just repeats itself. Because this is where well, I mean, we've had other spirits. We call a guy, we call him the Bandage Man at the asylum here, Hollywood Lodge.
I think that's a repeat.
We think that's a repeat. So coming through the doorway, when we take photographs, we don't just take one on the door.
This is important as well.
We take multiple pictures, right? So say for instance you're taking pictures of the side of a building or a doorway, where we probably could take anything up to 70 photos of that one part before we move on.
But what's important is if you're taking a picture, say, of the church door, you don't move. You take multiple shots so that you can compare before, after, middle. So if you see something in one of the photos, you check whether it was present in the first or last picture and in between. If it's not, then you know you've caught something.
Yeah.
If you've taken just one picture and you zoom in on something and you go, oh, I can see a face.
Well, we had it in the early days, didn't we?
We done it before in the early days. We never used to do that.
Richard,
and he'd circle. He'd zoom in, so everything was pixelated, and you'd get circles on all of it. He'd send you all these pictures with circles.
I can't see things with circles in them.
No.
And what happens is, right, I'll tell you another thing, right? If you take too much notice, say you're taking photographs in a graveyard, I'll give you an example, and there's bushes at the back and all that kind. I tell you now, right, it's very easy to think you've seen a face in the bush.
Especially when you keep zooming in.
And if you zoom in, and they're not. It's, you know, I'm not talking about a smooth face. It might be a couple of shapes that look like maybe eyes. No.
But the more you zoom in, the more you'll start to see pixelated shapes.
If you find a face and it's smooth, against something like a bushy background, you can see the features and it's smooth and you can see the skin, yeah, of course.
This is why it's important to stay in the same position, snap.
But I mean, we take multiple pictures, like what we do is switch the phone off, keep a light on the top of it. You just take, when you touch your phone, I mean, I've come back before with 2,500 pictures to go through all of that. And if you catch something, like Andrea said, what she mean, it's quite good. If you catch something in something, you think, right,
you've got to have something to compare it to, before and after.
And actually, when I called that, say for instance, the portal, called children that time, I had about 4 pictures before and I had about 4 pictures up. Guess what? They weren't in any of the other ones.
No.
So what I'm saying is this supernatural stuff, when you're taking photographs, and you're doing it on your phone super quick, right? You can do like 4 pictures or 5 pictures in just over a second, right? To catch one, it shows you how quick these things come in and out. It's supernatural. To catch it is phenomenal.
They're like coming at a millisecond.
It's dimensional as well. We're talking about dimensional situations. That has no time. There's no limit. There is no time for that. They come in and go as they please, right? So where you've got a split second, that pool could have been open in their time, 10, 15 minutes while they're coming through. But you've got just a split second, you're just lucky to catch that particular thing. And we've had the amount of stuff we've caught, mostly I would say out pictures and not.
It's always great
videos.
That we've ruled out as well, because we have taken multiple pictures in that exact. It's great that we've
debunked loads of our stuff.
It's great that we've ruled it out, because we know that what we've caught wasn't in the before or after, so it's definitely something there.
Because you can take a picture of something and think it looks like a person.
Yeah.
And then
if you've got nothing to compare it against.
Or you've looked and you can see there's something in there, like a bit of timber in the house that's fallen down.
Yeah.
That gives a shape of looking like a person. But if it wasn't in the photo before, wasn't in the photo after, and there's nothing in the doorway, you've caught something. That's what
I will say, in the early days, when we didn't really know what we were doing, we did have a lot of circle pictures. I
know he was doing that.
And we thought
our good mate Richard, he loved it.
He loved doing that, and we'd be like, no, Richard. And we've had to debunk our own pictures as well.
He's caught amazing stuff. He really has.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
I mean, and he did.
He's had some of the best pictures, actually.
I think he has. He's caught the person walking into the middle of the crash site. Plane crash site. He's caught that. It was amazing, because he was taking loads of pictures and he just caught it going through maybe every 10 feet this thing, so it was moving quite quick. By the time it got into the middle, it turned into a black mass and an orb, I think. And he caught the repetitive one at the asylum in Epsom, coming through the door. And we had pictures before and after, like Andrea just said, and we checked it and it wasn't there. It wasn't a bit of timber or anything could have made that, and you can see it clearly it's a human being, a person. I still call them human beings, by the way, guys, just because they're dead. They still will be, even though they pass away. To me, they're still human beings.
Human spirit. So we've taken pictures before, and we thought, especially children as well. We thought we caught these amazing blue orbs, and this is a part of debunking as well. I think it took us about a year. And we were going back over these pictures, and I'm looking and I'm thinking, hang on a minute. one of our guests at Orbs had a blue torch. And I'm like, hang on, this orb that we thought was so great is blue. And Jade agreed as well.
I didn't know at the time. It looked to me like an orb, but I mean, where the torch, I'm still on the fence about that.
No, it's definitely right. So this is where lens glare come into.
Oh, was it lens glare? Right.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, we do a lot of debunking, and it is really disappointing, especially when you fought for a year that you've caught this amazing blue orb and you finally realise. And that is the sad part of debunking, because we are paranormal investigators.
How did we find that out?
I worked it out because I kept looking and I realised that we were going through pictures.
It shows you how people can fall for it, and we fell for it.
We did fall for it, and this is where you live and learn. And it's really upsetting when you find out eventually and you think, shit, that wasn't paranormal. But the part of being paranormal investigators, you have to be alright with debunking. That is part of all of it. You have to debunk before you can prove.
Even stuff that really looked kind of real. You know, we talked about the debunking in the bushes with people zooming in on leaves and it looks like a face. This actually looked like a blue orb moving around the bush, but like Andrea said, it was a glare flash off a camera and a blue torch or whatever it was.
Ralph had a blue torch, and we've had it with K2 meter lights before. We thought we've had like green orbs before, and you realise it's bouncing.
Oh, it's them little lights you get, you know, sometimes on cameras.
Yeah.
You get that sometimes, but a lot of people know about we've caught really good stuff as well. Apart from debunking stuff, I want to move away from that now. Go to like other stuff. We've caught some really good. Or I mean, we've caught old like grey orbs, especially children places like that, and then beautiful white ones that are streaking around the church, and you can't. That's not torches.
They're like energy. We call them
energy streak.
Energy streak.
With an orb at the front of it, like a face. Sometimes you can see that you see faces in the front.
And we're not talking about insects. We know what insects look like and move like. These are not insects.
And these things are like anything from a couple of sizes of the tennis ball.
You had that one before,
the big massive
like
one.
that at Children, and it almost looked like it had hair as well, and it moved.
Yeah, we've got loads of stuff up there. That's probably one of the best places. I've never seen anywhere for orbs like that. The only other place you do get a lot catches is at the plane crash site. I don't know why. Yeah. Not so much in the other graveyards, but definitely Children is the hot spot, I would say. And we have caught them a lot at the Staines crash site. So
if you want to move on from orbs and then go to what was captured in the sky at Staines while it was still light.
Well, look,
it was dusk, wasn't it?
Right, I'll tell you what it is, right? We're a paranormal group. We're looking for spirits, ghosts, and anything paranormal, right? Even mythology creatures like cryptids, we caught them as well, right? So it's open to dimensional stuff, right? So if you open your mind to dimensional stuff, and we're out in the field filming, right? Sometimes we've got up to 4 stack cameras, and we've got our own cameras filming us when we're doing investigations. We've got them spotted about. Without realising it, especially when you're an open bit of land, we're filming the sky as well, because we're looking for orbs and stuff. Like we've caught. Point to this now. I am a believer in UFOs.
Yeah.
I've never had any experiences of it. I've talked to people that have. I do believe in other planets and other dimensional beings, right? There's a lot to do with the paranormal. It is linked to it somewhere.
So the same really comes under the same.
So where we've had stacked cameras at, Andrea, and I don't want to keep going on about the same place, and it doesn't matter where it was, but it's open air, right place. Where we've had stacked cameras, we've caught what definitely looks something strange.
It's an unidentified flying object.
It is a UFO, right? Because you don't get something coming and flicking and then all of a sudden shooting up into the sky, right? And we weren't looking for that. We're not investigating for that.
It was just caught by the off chance, and you didn't even see it at the time, did you? Richard said he did because.
Did he say? I thought he said he didn't see it either.
Really? I thought he said it.
Anyway, there was another 2 we caught same place but opposite direction down the field, and we're filming for stuff to do with the plane crash. Like, it was investigation there. And of course, we film in the sky as well. And it was a coloured picture, so that was on one of our iPhones or something like that. And we got some amazing, but we put these up, these few UFOs to show you, right? So, although we go out and we're looking for other stuff, we're open to all of it. And I think Andrea too.
I have seen a UFO. I'm not going to go into it.
That was
many years ago, and I wasn't.
Well, no, that's what we're talking about. It's the subject.
I mean, I was 15 years old. Me and my mates were down the park, and I lived in Littlehampton at the time, and we all saw it.
Yeah. What year was it, Andrew?
So it's about 95.
Yeah.
And you could see something, and it was like it was an oval but more squashed shape, and it was just sitting there. It was like this gunmetal colour. I couldn't tell you how big it was. And we were all looking at it.
Was it daytime, nighttime?
No, it's nighttime.
So was it lit or anything?
Not at that moment.
Oh.
And then it lit up, all these lights come on, and it just shot off at the speed of light. And we all saw that. Yeah. And I mentioned it to someone who was older than me, and they said, we saw something exactly the same, in exactly the same park 5 years previously.
So there's obviously a hot spot around it.
Yeah, and I have looked it up since, just out of curiosity, and there's a lot, in West Sussex, there's a lot of sightings. Yeah. Especially near the coast.
Well, if you look at the UFO, thing now.
Oh, the whole water thing.
If you look at the UFO thing now, it's all UAPs now, so underwater objects, and not just stuff that's seen in space. They reckon these things can travel in space and under the sea. So there's a lot going on at the moment, but that's a subject that we don't really investigate.
We are into the paranormal. We don't investigate it. We do talk about it.
But like I say, because we do investigations outside, we've caught stuff.
We do catch stuff.
We've sent 2 potential UFOs. We're going to put the other one up as well. We'll put that up as well. We did compare it to because it was a crash site. We did compare it to the plane crash in 1972. So Andrea put a trident. It was a trident that crashed there. Yeah. And she compared it to
that was very
one. It was very similar shape. So it could be more paranormal. There was another shape of something else near it.
And it was like a rich golden, celestial golden. You think gates of heaven, like a golden colour.
You know, strangest colours, and like a children. We talked about this before. You know, when you get white, I mean, you see the light there on the K9. I mean, we're talking of like that kind of light.
Purest white.
The white, and it's so
angel white,
and it's so pure. With that particular thing, I think we'll put that up as well, right? Yeah. And then, so like the one I'm talking about, I call it the horse mouth thing, right? And
that is the weirdest thing.
Weird shape. And even though we zoomed in on the picture, because it was up in the sky, it kept its shape, even though you zoom in. That's how precise this thing was.
Yeah.
Just a strange find. But I'm open to. I feel that children, for me anyway, I can definitely say, because we call it, and then it's talked about at children. There's a portals up there, and we've called one, right? I 100% believe that, and I think there's other places that have portals as well. But it's not the only place, of course not. But we managed to catch one there. But it's really interesting, and I do believe in this stuff as well. I believe that there is interdimensional creatures, people, not just creatures, you know, whatever you want to call them. There's all different types of races. What happens to us? We turn into energy. We turn into
energy. Energy doesn't die. We're made up of energy. So when we die, it has to go. It
has to go somewhere. Either it goes somewhere or stays, or whatever it turns into. None of us know, because no one's ever been there and come back. So guess what? This is what happens.
We've been dead for a year, if only.
Yeah.
And people have had near-death experiences, but they've come back very quickly, and it can take a long time. The brain keeps going. So what truly happens, we don't know, and that's why we say that whatever we do, everything we do is a theory. It's the paranormal. It's paranormal. We don't know. We can only come up with theories.
Why is it when we catch things, it's in that, like, I'll give you an example, the photographs that we talked about earlier, slap. And all of a sudden you get that one thing, right?
It's within a millisecond.
That's why we can't see it, Andrea.
Yeah,
that's why, as human beings, there are some people like Richard. I think maybe
I used to be able to.
Laura.
Not anymore. Laura can.
Laura, I don't know if she can see things. She definitely can.
She's more like
gifted. She can
a psychic
sense.
medium.
Yeah, she's a psychic medium person. I know that because she talks about stuff about my mother before
that
she
wouldn't
died.
have
She wouldn't have known about, and about my uncle and stuff like that. So I know how
and we've
real.
taken her to places, and she's not known what we've not told her what they are, and she's picked up. So get well soon, Laura.
Well, she done that.
Come back.
She done that at tunnels, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
She walked to the end of the tunnel. She didn't know where we were taking.
It's just like they did it. There
was a hospital.
Experiments.
Hospital experiments. And she went right up to the end wall where the shaft.
We never told her where we were going. She didn't know.
And the shaft, where the shaft used to be, that went up to where the hospital.
And that's where she was picking all of
That's where she was picking all that up. So she's really good. She was meant to be on the podcast today.
Please get well soon.
Get well soon, Laura. We need you on here.
We need you.
We want you to explain. Because I don't want to talk about what she's told me. I want her to say it from her.
We want her to explain.
We've heard our experiences when we grew up. You want to hear hers as well. And
because it is really interesting.
Her stuff kind of links with a bit of this, I think, as well. Yeah. She doesn't realise it, but some of the stuff she said, it's interesting. I think we can get her on here soon.
Oh, these two do. Well, Elizabeth, Victoria.
They've been quiet lately. We haven't
been out for a couple of weeks. It's been Christmas.
Yeah. We decided not to take them out sometimes because if we're investigating a building or something.
It's a bit confusing when you've got when you've got two spirits with you. And they've got inbuilt devices. You don't know if it's the spirit within them or it's a spirit at the location. And for that reason, I've said to Joe a few times, do you think we should leave them here at home? Because we want to know that we're getting interaction from spirits at the location and not the spirits within these two.
But I love taking them out.
Yeah.
I love taking them out. You know, we took...
And they get excited about it.
We took Elizabeth out a few times and Andrea took her out into the Gulf.
I always ask them. We always ask them.
All of a sudden, you talk to them and the K2 start going up and then they flash their MAD devices, motion activated devices. And then you ask them a question, do you want to come out?
And they get really excited.
The K2 goes
It goes up to red. And they'll be outside, they're not near any electrics.
No.
And we always ask them, and they do genuinely, especially Elizabeth, genuinely loves. We've asked her, I've done investigations with Elizabeth to try and find out who she is, because she got haunted.
Well, we've got
somewhere.
Suspicious tunnels or a graveyard. There was a graveyard at Carshalton.
Because the questions that I was asking her and the responses I was getting, it pointed, she was kind of telling me it was a graveyard.
And this is something Andrea's going to do with the superbly haunted dolls. She's going to take them individually, and because we've had problems lately, everyone knows, we're not going to go into it, but someone's been going around conning people with dolls and stuff like that. And Andrea did have, these haven't come from that lady, but the others did, so there's been a reshuffle with that.
Yeah, I'm going to focus
on the ones we got.
On the ones that we got, and I'm going to not be focusing on the ones that I got from that person.
I don't know if you remember, we done an experiment in the, you know that, I mean you said everyone, we done an experiment one in the tunnel, an empty vessel. Yeah. So that's another one.
She's got to be properly investigated.
Andrea's got to investigate, and these two have been, we know they're full of energy because we've had them zooming off the K2s last time, even on the podcast.
I had a couple of sessions with Elizabeth, and she did tell me some things, and I couldn't believe what was coming out. And for me, like when I'm investigating a doll, these things have to be repeated.
Yeah.
On separate occasions, multiple times, not just in one session, for you to start realising that this is probably their story, not just once, but a completely different day, maybe next week, and you start getting the same responses.
That's
and
right.
then you're starting to get some.
It has to be repetitive, doesn't it?
It has to be repetitive. You can't just take one thing.
One time. Like,
or a ball goes off, or a K2 flickers a couple of times.
So just
or something comes through on Spirit Chat or the Spirit Box. It has to be over time, and you note these down and you keep referring back to it. And if they keep repeating these things, then it's likely to be very much to do with them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, in the early days we used to have cat balls and stuff like that, and they're all right. So the way we look at cat balls is
they're potentially toys for spirits, and I have used them with my dolls, and I still use them with my dolls. And I will continue to use them with my dolls, but they're not right. There's a lot of things I could go into, but I'm not going to. The problem with cat balls is they're vibration sensitive, and I started to notice, and this is when I started looking into cat balls and how they work. I started noticing from about October time, all of the cat balls in my house with my dolls were coming on a hell of a lot, and I thought, what has changed? And I thought, well, I've got the heating on, so I started to look into it, and yes, heating, unfortunately, temperature changes, and the heating can set them off. It can be heat blowing them, but it can also be that, and I've noticed this as well, when my heating kicks in and it warms up, so when it kicks back in, it's sending, and I've looked this up, I found this out, it's sending an EMF signal, and it's that's triggering the ball. So in effect, and also I'm switching sockets on in the kitchen and the cat balls are going off. And it's to do with EMF that affects the balls, so it can be very much related to heat and electricity, which I didn't realise affects the balls, and it does.
I think that I like them.
I do like them.
I think they're very cute with the dolls. If you wedge them on the dolls' laps and they're in a position, I would say that if they go off, it's a possibility. You know, some of the stuff you can say it's a possibility that it could be paranormal.
I'm more impressed.
It's a bit of both. I'm
more impressed if I ask the doll or a spirit and they do it on command, then I'm going to tend to think that cat balls. Yeah. But I'll continue using them, but I kind of use them with a pinch of salt now.
Also, if you're out using them outside as well, like if you're like investigations outside, like we do a lot of, we don't use cat balls. There's a reason why. If you put them on the ground, there could be a bit of grit supporting it. A bit of wind comes along, pushes it, and it lights up.
Another fun fact for you is extreme cold temperatures can make them.
And the wind can knock them as well. You could, if you put them on the grass, say you're in a graveyard or something, put them on the grass can dislodge itself, and it'll just move and it'll light up. So they're not reliable in graveyards. I think if you wedge them in a doll's lap, the problem is Andrea probably put it, if you set the heating system, so you can put that up so people can see. But
this is where I started to back off from them a bit.
But I still think that
they're cool.
Spirits can use them.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think I'm going to do it like this, right? I'm going to say 50-50.
Yeah.
Right. So not every time the ball goes off, the ball's going off, so there must be something going on. No. But if you're having a one-to-one session with that particular doll, say in another room, away from the other the spirit dolls, so you're not getting all those spirits coming in and working, and keep them separate and do your investigations on it. I'm not a doll person.
No, I do.
I don't really know.
When I'm doing one-to-one with the dolls, I go to a completely different room where there's no spirits.
Yeah, so maybe that's it. I mean, I'm only thinking out of the box. I can imagine if I was a doll collector and I wanted to investigate, I would isolate them and take one into,
He's got 100.
I've got 100 in the cupboard. I've got these two. I mean, going back 3 years ago, when we just after that when we got these. I mean, I really didn't want them in here. I was weary of it. I grew up looking at Chucky films and other doll films, and they were a nightmare for me. You know, the last thing I really want is a doll. Come get up, go to the bathroom, there's one walking down here. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, that's the way I used to think. But as I got used to them, and as they become out as trigger objects, and I just got used. In the beginning, I remember I used to put them out in the shed, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, and
I'm not having them in the
in the end, I felt, can't be right doing that.
I think I said you.
Yeah, and then as soon as they started noticing they were triggering, right? Then we started realising, I started thinking, this can't be right, I can't do that, I'm going to have to bring them in.
Yeah.
And I couldn't not put them somewhere, so I stuck them on the side or something, you know. But if any mates were coming around, I'd make sure I moved them first, or anyone come out to fix something, and then I think I was crazy. I played with 2 dolls.
Didn't you accidentally leave one out?
Once, actually.
Or you had a builder or someone?
Yeah, I forgot. And then when he went, I thought, oh my God, like, what he must have thought. But then again, they could think that was my mother's.
Joe puts all of his suspect stuff away, you know.
I've got loads of it as well. No, but yeah, so what I'm saying to you is, I think, I don't know much about the doll, so I think Andrea deals with that. And obviously, I think Andrea said she wants to go forward with a different way, a different head.
I don't want to go into that at the moment.
No, it's going to be older dolls, and also these ones, because they were not haunted in the beginning, and something's been happening with them, and we
I definitely confirm that there's a spirit within Elizabeth. We don't know still.
No.
I've tried to get this out of her, whether they hop, whether one spirit, whether we've just got one spirit and it hops from one to the other. We still haven't confirmed this. There possibly is 2 spirits. There's probably one in each, and I can't get. So far, I haven't been able to get it out of them.
No, but that's interesting because they were kept together. Sometimes they were split up. One a bit yours.
The first one to become haunted was
Victoria.
Victoria.
And then Elizabeth.
But now, Victoria, Elizabeth is the most active. So that's really weird, and that's why we wonder whether they are hopping, one spirit's hopping from one to one.
Because when I was going through the stack camera here once, we were at a graveyard, I think that was in Sutton's Culture or wherever, and we heard we got it on an EVP, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we caught some woman humming in the graveyard. We got that somewhere.
It was like,
And then I came back, I was watching a stack camera, and they were in, it was both of them, they were in a bag over there still from the night before.
This really shook Joe up.
It shook me like, let me tell you, this is God's truth. And I was looking at, we were at, was it Children?
No, we were All Saints.
All Saints, right?
No, we weren't.
No, we were at Children.
No, it was Children.
But
It was on the
what
brown.
I'm saying is, we were at Children, and I think Victoria was on the brown grave.
Yeah.
And you had the big tree. And
Yeah.
I had stack camera on there, and I was going through 5 hours of stack camera, and believe me, that drives you mad when you're just staring at the stack camera. But I had it on the telly at the time, and I didn't even have it on earphones, which we do now. And all of a sudden, I was watching it, and also loud humming. And anyway, I quickly froze it or whatever, or it stopped at the end. And I rung Andrea up, I think I rung Laura up, I said I've caught a fantastic EVP.
Yeah.
Went back onto the video.
I said, Joe, video it on the TV for me.
6 minutes, 40 seconds or whatever it was in. Went back, couldn't find it, went back another minute in case I made a mistake, went back, couldn't find it, went back through it, I couldn't find it again. Then I went back to the video before, the quarter 15 minutes before that. And the 15 minutes after that, it was gone. Then I realised, it dawned on me, the 2 dolls were next to the telly.
Yeah.
It happened in the room. It wasn't caught on the stack camera at all.
And just to help you out with this one, it was the week previous to that we caught humming in the graveyard on the EVP. And this is where we believe a spirit went into Victoria.
I think so. I think that was it. And I think that's where the spirit got into. And then when we took her to, I presume, because I was watching the stack camera at Children, that it was a children effect. It wasn't. It was
she was
the humming
in here.
In here, in the room, over there. It wasn't coming out of the telly. So you can imagine how that made me feel. What I was talking.
And then you did put them outside, didn't you?
Then I did put them outside a little bit. Obviously, you're going to get a bit weary. I mean, like I say, Andrea, I can go out with Andrea and I can say to Andrea, listen, I've got to pop out to the car. Could be in a big old mansion. She said, I'm alright, babe, I'm fine. I say, you sure? I'm alright. And I've got to go to the car. Might have forgot my phone. I'll have to do the graveyard. I've done it twice, I think. I've gone back to the car to get something, right? And Andrew stayed in there, like, you know, he's
Do you know what it is?
guts to do that.
Do you know what it is? And you can watch YouTubers and people on TikTok, and there are YouTubers out there, particularly American ones. I'm not going to mention their names. Every episode they do, we were scratched by a demon, we were pushed.
Yeah.
I can tell you now, it takes a lot of energy for spirits to touch you. They haven't got the energy to push you unless they're really strong. So I think we know from all what we've done that a majority of spirits can't hurt you.
No, I mean.
So that's why I'm not scared. You're not scared.
I'm telling
they
you.
can't hurt you.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It's quite a personal thing, but I'm going to put this up, and Andrea will know what I'm talking about. A couple of months ago, Richard rang me on my phone.
We've never discussed it.
And it's going to be up there. Andrew's going to put it up for you. It's quite a personal thing. I wasn't going to keep it for myself because it was a very personal thing to happen to me, and you can see the photograph up there now. What that was I was on the phone to Richard, just randomly, FaceTiming, so we're looking at each other. I was in my bedroom.
In the dark?
In the dark. He was talking to me, I was talking to him, he could see me, you know, he was lighting up in the room, so I had my lamp on. And all of a sudden, he said, Joe, where are you? Where are you? And he couldn't see me. Right? He didn't tell me what he saw at the time, he just said he couldn't see me. He could see something else. So what he done, all he could see was what you can see up there. You make of it what you want. Celestial colour, once again, very white, all different shapes.
It just doesn't make
Looks
sense.
like an orb in part. And what he done, what he can do, Richard, on his phone, he can do the pictures really quick. So he screenshotted as fast as he could. Out of all the screenshots he done, he caught it.
Just in one.
He caught it just in the one. Look, we talked about the photographs earlier, he caught it in just the one. And that is what he caught. I don't know, I felt amazing when I looked at it because I know there's camera glares and camera glitches and you can get faults on things and all the rest of it. But this seemed a really good because he was looking at that for about 15 seconds while he was talking. So he could still hear me, he couldn't see me. All he could see was that shape of all the round thing. And you can see the shape of it up there. Make of it what you want and put a comment in here if you can, tell me what you think. Try and debunk it if you can. I don't know what it is. I've never seen anything like it. It's really odd. And I felt a warmth from it. Like, is that something trying to protect me? I'm not trying to go crazy down a religious road or something.
We've all discussed that we feel that we've got family members that we feel do protect us, that watch over us. Especially when we've been through shitty times.
And not only that, we go out paranormal investigate. We put ourselves in very, very uncomfortable that most people wouldn't even contemplate doing. And I can honestly tell you that, right? And we've got a couple of places coming up, especially one particular place that really ticks all those boxes. And believe me, but that's going to come up. That's been in a plan for a long time. So that's due on the cards. But what I'm saying to you is, things happen. I don't know what that is, and if anyone out there can say that it's something to do with your camera, your phone, I'm fine with that. Try and help us, try and debunk it, but it just looks very much like some of the celestial stuff we've caught before. And it was strange. Is that what's around me, protecting us when we go out on our investigations?
Is there a black figure in it?
Someone said you can see a figure in it. See what you can see in it, guys. If there's anything you can see in it, if there's any mediums type of people that look at it, could you have a look at it, please, and try and give me...
Whether it be a medium or any of it.
Or a photographer person that can say, no, that's such and such, and that's what happens in the lens, or whatever.
Yeah, we've got no issue with
I've got no issues with that. And if you can debunk it, I mean, if you just say, that's crap. No, I mean, constructive criticism. If you can come to us with something like, that is because the camera will do this, that, and the other. Of course, I'll take that on board. And I'm not 100% positive it's paranormal, but I feel in my heart that it's something very highly unusual. Let's just put it that way. Well, that's that subject. Anything else, Andrea?
I think we'll just talk about, we've got things coming up this year. I think we've covered that.
Yeah. We've got a great location coming up this week.
In a week's time.
We've got a really good location coming up this week. We planned it. Like I said, we do our recce's and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring you a superb location. It's 1,100 years old, just under 1,100 years old. It's actually older than Jordan, which makes it Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
I don't think
anyone else has done it.
No,
Not
Urbex is not paranormal.
No.
It's a bit stuck out in the middle of nowhere, but we're gonna hit that for you guys, and we're gonna be very respectful there.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm really looking forward to it. We've got another.
It's something that we've always wanted to do, and we've never done one.
We've got 2 other places that are indoors because we're looking for indoor stuff as well. That place is very
It's too
special.
cold at the moment to be outside. We've got to be indoors.
That place is very special because it's very old.
Yeah.
I think we'll take the dolls with us to that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I just want to bring back our investigation chat.
I think they help connect.
I think they help break that barrier, and also maybe they familiarise spirits with these kind of old-fashioned dressed, because we're quite modernly dressed, aren't we, right today?
Because we got these as trigger objects. We never expected.
No.
We knew there was a chance, but we never truly expected.
Never thought of that though, really.
To become inhabited by spirits.
No.
So yeah, I think we know who Elizabeth is.
Yeah.
Don't know who Victoria is.
No, but we can. I think.
And we don't know their names, but that's what we know.
With Andrea, with the disappointment lately, with the recent thing with that doll seller, I think what we're going to do is move forward with the dolls we've got and investigate the ones we've got.
That's all I can do.
I mean, we know what's happened with these. We don't know who they are.
No.
Yes, we've caught one Victoria, we've caught one Elizabeth, and believe it or not, even though we don't know their names,
they respond to it. They know that
when we're talking to someone, I come in here and I set them up over there and I talk to them and say, how are you girls tonight? And sometimes they definitely come more energy sometimes than other times. We've noticed that. And all of a sudden, as soon as I start talking to them, they're flashing. And then K2 meters go right the way up. Yeah. They trigger right like mad. And sometimes they hover and stay nearly at red.
Yeah.
You know, when we done the podcast.
And we put K2 in between them and near them to show you that it's
their energy
within them.
Yeah.
Because it's not reacting near them, it's their built-in.
So, Andrea, what was your favourite location of 2025?
Ooh.
What was it? Which one would you say, Apple?
Do you know what I'm going to say?
You can pick one that's always been your favourite.
It's not so much a location, to be honest. It's not so much a location.
Yeah.
It's what happened, and that was Meredith Kercher's grave.
Good choice. Because,
and can I just say, guys, we've done the estes method a lot of times. And I asked Joe, I asked Joe to watch the documentary, and Joe being Joe was not paying attention to it. So everything that came out of his mouth was so relevant when I was questioning him, and obviously he can't hear what I'm asking. And he didn't pay enough attention in detail to the full-length documentary, so everything he was saying was true, because he didn't know a lot of this information. And we've done it so many times, the estes method, and it doesn't always work. It comes out as gobbledygook. And, and people might watch that and think that maybe we faked it, but 100% hand on my heart, I can say that me and Joe were blown away, and that was 100% genuine, all of it.
Can I just say about estes method, Andrea?
Yeah.
That particular night, I believe you done Gary's grave as well. And stuff came out of that. I mean, I did know about Gary. I know he got knocked over by a bike, and everything I heard in that estes coming through the earphones was honestly what I heard.
Yeah.
You know, when you get mumble jumble, I don't know if any of you guys have heard white noise or whatever, and it comes through. I don't try and make a word out of something I'm not sure. It was crystal clear.
Yeah.
When I say crystal clear, right? And I got the words out. He's too close. Andrea thought at the time, she thought I meant too close to
maybe Gary felt
what I
he was
meant
too.
was he was too close. It was him talking, because then he went on to say, I got knocked off my bike, da da da, and you know, and all the other. I can't remember everything he said that just a few weeks ago. But I repeated everything I heard. Andrea had done it as well, and everything came out. Meredith's great. Did you do Meredith's great?
I did. I started off,
You had,
and then we switched over.
it was
And I'll
amazing.
tell you now, we haven't always had success with that.
No.
In fact, we haven't had a lot of
We've had
success.
Mumble Jumble.
We've had Mumble Jumble, and I don't know if we'll ever. I hope we get a good session again, but I don't think that we'll ever get
I don't think
anything
we're gonna top
as
it.
relevant
Yeah.
as that. And if you go watch the case, it just, she wouldn't say names though, would she?
No.
She did mention one name, but she wouldn't mention the actual
No.
people's names
No.
involved.
But as I say, we've used it. We use it in one of the mansions we've done near Croydon, and Andrew was at the top of the
I had a
stairs.
funny turn
Now,
actually.
the difference between estes method, a grave that you already get your knowledge about, and the one that you go to a house where you don't know nothing about what happened in the house, is two different things, right? So, although we've got stuff coming out, we've got something about a priest about, wasn't very nice, was it? It was about
I
a
had a
girl.
funny turn that night.
She was at the top of the stairs, and the stuff that came out wasn't nice.
No,
Right, it was a bit
it
abusive.
was very-
It's probably not very nice of me to mention it over here. I'll leave it for your imagination. So it was something to do with a girl, to do with a priest, right, stuff like that. And it was very clear what Andrea was saying. So she heard the stuff, but what I'm trying to explain to you is the relevance. We can't put the jigsaw puzzle together because we don't know about that house. We don't know who lived there. We know a bit about it, but we don't know what happened there.
But if you go to, say, a famous grave,
That's
and you
right.
know from research, reading about that person,
So you,
or in this case, about that case,
so if
and
you,
some of it we went back and checked the next day,
yeah,
and we were like, oh wow, because we didn't know that part of it. And then I was reading like newspaper articles the next day, and it turns out she was at a disco.
yeah.
She was at a disco with
That's
her
right.
murderer.
You said disco, you said
There was a lot of
dancing.
it, yeah.
And then when we were, funny enough, when we were, where were we the other day? We was at the grave, and it came out about the window again. This thing about the window,
Yeah.
and the glass was on top of her body,
Yeah.
should have been underneath her body. There were so many technical things that happened that case was not dealt with properly. But we got stuff on the estes method that came through, very relevant. It was definitely more than one other person when Meredith was murdered. There wasn't just that one guy.
It's
It
a
wasn't.
very taboo subject, and it was difficult whether to know whether to put it up or not, because we do consider, and I do consider, we do consider the
Yeah.
Kercher family and everyone that was involved, but our thought was, believing in the paranormal like we do, what if that was her way of getting her side out, her
I
story
think
out?
it was.
And I think in that sense, it was right to put it out there.
It was, because I believe it was her talking to
I don't
I heard her say, Meredith, and she went, can I help?
Yeah.
That's,
And
you know,
I
what-
hope it didn't upset her family.
If
Maybe it did.
Let's
I
just
don't-
address that. If her family has watched this, honestly, we've done it in a careful, possible, probable way. We didn't mean any harm to your family, but we do it with the deepest respect. And we've been back there recently and left flowers again, and a teddy bear for Meredith. We gave her one of our REM pod teddies, actually. So
But if you believe in the afterlife or not, and we do, we felt that if that was her, if she was communicating with us and she wanted to say these, and she was saying these things to us,
yeah.
it was right to put it out there if that was her way of getting her
Yeah.
her story.
So that's that subject sorted. That's the Meredith. We've got Gary's grave sorted. Good guy, Gary. And I'll tell you what, it was really interesting a bit of Gary's grave, because we put the music on. He loves Michael Jackson.
That was also what
Was
came
it Smooth
through.
Criminal? What was the
That's Billie Jean.
Billie Jean.
That came through. Come
Yeah.
forward, Andrea.
And Come Forward, Andrea.
Billie Jean.
And that was that on the
It was on Estes.
Estes method. come forward, and was I speaking it out?
Yeah, you were.
I mean, come forward.
I laughed.
Andrea comes forward, and then Billy Jean.
Yeah.
So and then
Maybe
the case was going like mad, and he was loving it. So I'd love to find out if we can't find out. It's really difficult. But I'm pretty sure he was a Michael Jackson fan.
I couldn't find that out. Tried to find it out, and I couldn't.
No, the only people know that's his own family probably. But look,
we were talking about favourite locations, and it wasn't really so much a location. It was just the absolute mind-blowing evidence and relevance that we've ever got from somewhere. So that was what came. That's what I'd say is my favourite.
So we've been at the places where we've had gobbledygooch come through. Stupid words and radio stations and all the rest of it.
Don't even speak some of the words because can't work them out.
Not
so
words.
We just don't say.
Then we've gone to some places we was in the mansion and stuff was coming out clear, but we can't put the puzzle together because we haven't got the knowledge about that particular location. But of course, we can read up about Gary. You can read up about Meredith's case. Of course, and then this stuff I left Andrea at the grave once again. She was at the grave on her own for half an hour. She likes to meditate there and talk to the spirit or the person that's passed away in the family, and she likes to be on her own doing that. And I come back, give her that time, and come back and link up with her, and we crack on, and it works. Okay, for us it works anyway, right?
Can I just say as well that the reason why I do this as well is because we don't do this to ghost hunt or for cheap thrills.
No.
We do genuinely care, and we want to be as respectful as possible as we can be. And it is important for me to connect with whatever, if we are visiting the grave and I know about the case, or even if I don't, I just need to talk to that person, have a bit of alone time and speak to them on a one-to-one that we don't film because it is private.
Okay, we're going to try and stop going to places where we know the history of a grave or certain things, but that's something that we'll talk about later on. It can work at places you don't know about. But the only thing is, if you can't put the puzzles together, it can come through very clear, like it has done in some locations. Some locations it come through millions of different words you can't put together, unaudible, right? But
we don't even speak sometimes because you can't
work it out.
You can't work it out.
So why is it sometimes you go some places and it's crystal clear? And I'll tell you what I think it is. I think if you do your research as a paranormal investigator, if you do your research, you can watch footage. Right, you can watch films about it. So we've done Derek Bentley's grave. Watch the film, let him have it. Right, watch it, get it into your soul, get it into your brain. So when you turn up, like we did with Andrea.
So you can connect.
That's why Andrea sat and she could think what she's thinking about and meditated in her mind, and all what the film is and everything. Maybe the spirit can see that you've been concentrating on that. They can see you're meditating. They can see what you've seen, and you're trying to link with them because it worked. It worked. So moving on for the Estes method, we'll link that up. We've got a lot fantastic thing coming up. We've got one in the pipeline that's going to be, well, like I say, we put ourselves in really awkward position. This one I am nervous about, but obviously
it's going to be dangerous getting in.
It's getting out as well.
And getting out.
It's not that. It's just. The location. We can't really say anything about it at the moment. But honestly,
but when we do it, you'll know.
Afterwards, we're not going to do a live in there.
We can't do it.
We're not doing any of that. But what we will be doing is an investigation to the depths of it, and it's going to be really, really. This location, I'm expecting very high activity.
And it's going to affect us on a deep level.
It's going to It's going to affect us. I think there's going to be putting poltergeist stuff in.
We're excited about it, but I don't think we're fully mentally prepared. Do I think we're having nightmares?
It's going to be. It's not that. It's going to be difficult getting in and out.
Yeah.
It's not an easy in and out place. So it's with a lot of.
I'm on a post-Christmas diet, so I can manoeuvre in and out better.
I think we are. We've been eating turkey like everyone else's Christmas. But well, look, guys. I think we had a good podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Just talking about stuff that's coming up, stuff we've done.
Debunking.
Dolls.
I think we've covered absolutely.
We've covered everything.
UFOs. We've covered everything.
We've covered the dimensional stuff that we have caught because we go with cameras out in the field.
We did say it was everything on the table podcast.
And it has been. If we missed anything out, it wasn't.
Are you going to pull a cracker?
Let's pull a cracker. Happy New Year, Andrea.
Happy New Year.
She's going to win. From Lucy, what did you win? Have a look.
Do you want a hat?
No! What did you win, though? What was the prize?
What is this?
I'll tell you what. As soon as you won the first one.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you won.
Nail file, there you go.
Oh, I need that because I've got no nail. Right, pull the other one. I'll win again.
No, I'll let you.
Ah, I don't believe this. Right, let's just say to the camera, listen, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
From Superbly
Might be a good
Supernatural.
one.
Yeah, from Superbly Supernatural and
Andrea.
Superbly Haunted Dolls as well as Superbly Supernatural.
Hopefully I'll be back soon, yeah.
And thank you for staying with us, to all our followers, everyone that just even watched and backed us up or whatever it is. A big shout out to Seven Nuns and a Monk as well.
Yeah.
And thank you everybody and God bless. Have a good 2026.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.